Hey everyone, it is Matt. Now you can hear me with ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. Hope you're doing well. I am, as you can see, not in the press center. I am actually just a little bit outside from it because no live streaming is allowed, and I didn't want to spend another day, especially not the last day in the press center and just in the hotel by myself. So I figured I'll spend it here in the press center. I already budding up with my friend. You probably know him on YouTube, ESC Tom, and we're just going to watch it together, have a good time. But I still wanted to take that opportunity to talk to you all for a few minutes, and I will probably do the same thing after the show. Then it'll be a little darker, so probably have to bring my ring light with me and talk about what's to expect, and because we're almost there. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and keep in mind that I outside here on my own, and I do not have a whole lot of battery always on my laptop, so I cannot put on up questions on the actual screen. But any questions you have is always at ESC United in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. So yes, it's the last day. I watched with my team the third and final dress rehearsal. If you have any questions in regards to that, performances, how they sounded, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer it. But I think a lot of people actually pleasantly surprised, really pushed a little bit for this third show and really delivered a good game. Some of them I was especially impressed by. UK probably had the best rehearsal so far in my book. I really like what I saw. I Everybody else, I'm trying to think. Yeah, if there was like a weak link, I'm sure there were some people holding back, but for the most part, it was a really enjoyable performance show. So of course, not everyone was completely done with their stage makeup, and the hosts even weren't always wearing their costumes, but that is fine. I would not worry about that. The rest all looked really, really good. So who is going to actually, William is asking, who's going to place higher than the fandom expect? I think you can make a case for Lithuania. I think could be in Estonia. There will be, as I always say, that one random country that the juries, for some reason, all rally behind that you didn't see coming, like Austria 2018, North Macedonia 2019. I'm not even talking about necessarily winning the jury vote, but there will be a country that they all liked that we didn't see coming. Think of friend of a friend of a friend, that kind of stuff. So I expect that to happen. I will not be here on for too long, but I want to have at least a little bit of a talk. And as said, I will be jumping on shortly after the winner has been announced. And then we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Chess Ann is saying, I just want to thank you and the team for the coverage of it all. No question, just very grateful to you all. Thank you so very much. Oh, we have bells. Did you hear that? I don't know what that was, but it was something. So right now, there's just basically just a calm before the storm in the press center. Actually, I tweeted, in case you haven't seen that, there is Lord of the Lost was just in the press center right now as well, still doing interviews, which I find mighty impressive considering the show is just around the corner. So that was very, very impressive, actually. So there's not a whole lot going on in the press center. I know some people are saying, go in there, have fun. I will. I still wanted to talk to you all for a few minutes and answer some questions and my thoughts. As a reminder, tomorrow I will be live as well, even though Eurovision will be over. There's still a lot to talk about, a lot to digest. So as soon as I'm in Gatwick, so I'm gonna actually take a bus from here to London, and then at Gatwick I will have a hotel room for the night, so that we can discuss. And we need some time to digest everything, and then we can talk that through as well. So I am not going to, gonna go away at all. You can come on a bit later tonight after the final. Make sure you enjoy the evening to the fullest. Thank you, Hello Word. I will. So, honestly, though, I will enjoy the show, and I'm not gonna just rush out. Don't worry. I am gonna hang out with my friends, and this place is actually just like a 3-minute walk from the press center, so it's not that bad. Those are wondering why I'm outside. There is no live streaming allowed this year in the press center. I hope that just temporarily, even if they don't want us to live stream the rehearsals. I don't see the reason why we cannot be inside to give you some updates. In terms of other updates from the last press rehearsal, the only thing that really stood out to me is that I saw that Andrew Lambrou actually changed his outfit. I'm not sure if that is deliberate and they're going to wear that tonight, or if his other stuff is still in the dry cleaner. But he was wearing the exact same thing except in white. So I'm not sure if he wants to stand out more or if he's going to wear the black one again. But with white, he looks totally like a karate master. And we will see if it's just for the dress rehearsal. So that's the only thing that really stood out to me. Besides that, it seemed like a pretty smooth run through. We had Catherine Tate doing the results for everyone. So all the actual spokespeople, as far as I know, are actually there now to do that. And that was fun to see. There were lots of funny moments. The host seemed very comfortable. Oh, and the fake results. That was interesting. They did a tie. They were testing a tie, and the hosts weren't quite sure what to do at that point. So Armenia and Australia tied at the end after the jury and televotes came in. And then they went to Martin Oster. I'm like, yeah, it's a tie. So according to the rules of Eurovision, the winner, the person with the most televotes wins. And then he stopped talking. And everyone just looked at each other like, okay, what does that mean? They didn't know what to do. And Martin didn't do anything. So I was just looking there for like 5 to 10 seconds. Now what? So I guess they were instructed for their ear. Look at your screen, y'all. Look at your screen. And they finally actually figured that one out. And then they're like, oh, okay, based on the results, Armenia, so Armenia got more points from the fake televotes. So Armenia won the third and final fake round of voting. And yeah, that's basically all there is to it. And this was quite interesting. But, I don't anticipate that to happen. It's probably unlikely, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen. The sun is pretty bright here out there, and it's right there. So I'm like, squinting my eyes a little bit. Let me see. Was there something wrong with Boyan's mic in yesterday's grand jury rehearsal? Um, I wasn't told anything. So I am not aware of it. Um, so other than that, no. What if there's a tie and they both have the same televote? So unless they've changed it. So I mean, how likely is that, right? Having exact same point and the same televote. So if the televote is also tied, then it would go down to the old tiebreaker. So who received votes from the same countries, right? And more countries. So let's say Armenia and Australia had the same amount of televotes. Then they look at Armenia received points from 30 countries, while Australia received points from 28 countries. So therefore, then at that point, Armenia takes the lead and therefore still wins the tiebreaker. If that were to happen, they still have the same. So both got points from 30 countries. Then they would look at who got the most 12 points, and so on. So there will be, it's highly unlikely they're going to have exactly everything the same. That was very interesting. As always, if you have questions at ESC Unite, I cannot look at it on the screen because I have to turn down the brightness so my battery doesn't die so fast. So I'm doing everything on my phone. You got to improvise, right? Thank God now internet is not a big issue for me to get with my American plan. I have unlimited, which is really nice. I see a lot of Mimicat fans out there. I was approached by someone in the press center, actually. They didn't say off the record. They are claiming that Mimicat did really well in the jury vote. I said, you don't know that. And he said, well, my source told me. And I'm like, what is your source? Well, that source also told me that Marood and both the Black Mamba did really well. And they have been right. So I'm like, okay, that could be just a coincidence. Could be just someone, a pro-Portuguese guy. I don't know. So take that with a grain of salt. I don't think they know that kind of stuff. But it's just very interesting to hear that that person was very confident, though. Like, no, we did really, really well. I'm like, okay, we'll find out tonight if that's true or not. I doubt it. But we'll see. I would love that. I mean, on paper, I mean, she has one of the best voices in the running and most consistent, and she really brought down the house with her personality and charisma on stage. So I would be totally, totally fine with that. Who do you think has the potential to surprise tonight? Depending on your definition of surprise, in good or in a bad way. I could see a big surprise with Armenia in the jury. I think they may like that quite a bit. So that wouldn't be a shocker to me. There will be Estonia could do a whole lot better than we all thought. Estonia could be like a flop with the televoters, but really could be like a Switzerland of 2022. That is what I could see happening there. Who else? Gosh, I don't have the list of all the countries in front of me. Ugh. I could see Germany really surprising and doing a really good result in the televote, and maybe not flopping as much with the juries as we all thought. There were a lot of good comments from a lot of different people, actually, about Germany, but we'll see. We shall see. Um, Sweden and Finland are clearly top two, but what will be at three? Italy, Israel, Spain, Ukraine. So I personally actually, so we did our prediction video, the team, right? I took a bold prediction. Here comes the ice cream. What is it? That I said Ukraine will come third. My team overall, once you combine everything, we think Spain will come third. So that is our predictions right now. So that is basically where we fall right now. I think Ukraine still. I'm just so impressed with that staging and the whole feel about the song. You're gonna. I mean, you saw the clip and it looks so good, and I love it. And it feels really good in the flow of the show. And you still have that vote properly, especially since Ukraine is heavily featured as they should in the show. So that's why I'm thinking Ukraine's gonna go really, really high. And but the team, we all think that Spain will do really well with the juries and that they have potential top three outcome as well. The winner is going to be an amazing whatever happens, the first woman to win twice or a new legend from a country that hasn't won in a long time, Hello World is saying. Yes, I think I would be thrilled. I mean, I would rather go to Finland just because I've never been there, but putting that aside, both of them will be worthy winner. And I'm so there's so much toxicity in the community out there right now that we need to come together and support them both, whoever wins. Now watch somebody else win it all. But I think at this point that is highly unlikely. Um, yeah. Who do you predict the bottom three will be? This is tough. This is tough. I have a worry that Albania will be in there. But again, I don't want them to be in there. I personally thought that Portugal could flop only because of the running order, and it didn't feel like a traditional jury pleaser to me. Again, one of my favorites this year, so I don't want that. And who else did I have in there? I'm still worried that the UK could really fall apart. So that's Switzerland. I think will not be in the bottom three. Could be though, if they don't get enough jury support. But we will see. We will see, right? I'll tell you after the show. So yeah, so at this point, in case you're wondering, it's really just really quiet in the press center. Everyone is grabbing something to eat and just enjoying themselves, resting, some final interviews and prep work. It's just today definitely the busiest day and also the most strict day because they have a lot more security in place and a whole lot more going on. So yeah, it's one of the busiest days, but also energetic wise, one of the best things. I love it. I just absolutely love the vibe here. Have you had Greg's yet? Ryan is asking twice. I did it three times because right in front of my hotel there's a Greg's outside. So I didn't do it until like 2 days ago, and I got a sausage roll and a donut. And then this morning I got another donut and a cappuccino because I was on the way to the press center and it was super convenient. I didn't know there was like a big thing here. Just like Weatherspoons. I went there once with my team a couple of days ago, and everyone was like, "What? That is so British." I'm like, I didn't know. I don't know. I learned so much on this trip because I feel I forgot how Americanized I am because one of the songs that they're playing during the show when all the former artists come in is "Whole Again" by Atomic Kitten, and I'm like, is that song famous or well known? Because I've never heard of it. And I was like, it's a huge anthem in Europe. I'm like, new to me. Didn't do much in the U.S. So that was just very surprising. Do you think Croatia actually has a chance to win it all, Towers? No, no. It did not have a chance to win it all. However, I took a bold prediction and said that Croatia will be in the top 10, which a lot of people don't believe it will because of the juries. And I understand where they're coming from, but I could see Croatia going really, really big with the running order and the feel, and it just could go really, really big. The juries will not allow that. The juries will not give Croatia that kind of a win. But it could be a Jacques Hudek kind of result, potentially even stronger. They could flop if the people don't connect with it as much as we thought as well. So I'm not completely discounting that. But at this point, I think Croatia is going to bring their best results in 20 years, potentially. Right? When was the last time we were in the top 10? Was it 2001? I think so, right? Oh my God, I have to think back. Um, do you think Sweden will win it all tonight? Juries and televote both first? No. I still think at this point, Sweden will be the overall winner. But I don't think that they're going to win the televote. They will be in the top three of the televote, would be my guess. And overall, I feel like more it's going to be a Manzel Malo kind of win for Sweden. That's what I'm thinking right now. I think Kaya's chances, as much as I'd love a Kaya's win, depends so hard on the juries, and I just don't know. Maybe they'll prove us wrong, but I'm just not quite sure about that. But I'd love to be wrong. Remember, I cannot see your questions unless you say at ESC United. So once again, I will be live tonight as well, and of course tomorrow evening, so we can talk about all of this as well. And then of course next week to do our 1 week after. So there is, even though Eurovision will be over, ESC United is never over. So I hope you will stick around. And let me see here. Okay, sorry about that. I am multitasking. I don't think juries will place Finland that low, and the televote score will be massive. Sonny, I don't think they're going to place them that low either. The question is, I said it before in a few live streams, do they place them high enough, though? I think Finland will need at least around 175 points from the juries to have a reasonable or realistic shot at winning. Of course, there could be an upside down situation where that you can have less, but I think realistically, that is the number that he needs. Can he get to that and then have a respective televote win? That is what Kariya needs. And that is, I'm not sure if that will happen, because I do think watching the jury show yesterday, it feels as he didn't give 100%. It felt a little lower energy for some reason, but maybe it's just me and I wanted him to give more, because he sang very softly again in the cha 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 da 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 part. And that makes me always nervous because it takes you out a little. Do you think this has been the best Eurovision ever? So there are a few things. I'm going to do a video about things that I liked and didn't like about this particular Eurovision. There are a lot of things I can say that I think that was the best Eurovision yet that I've experienced. If you talk about song quality, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's the strongest year that I've ever experienced, but it's certainly a good year. That's what I was called in song quality. In terms of hosting, the BBC has done so many great things. I have more criticism towards some of the things that the EBU has done and implemented, but from a BBC perspective, I think they've done a lot of great things, and the energy here is just out of this world. Like I've never seen anything like it before. So it really comes down to what you consider best. Finland have 100% win rate when finishing in the top 5. Kentucky. How many times did they finish in the top 5? But maybe this time. I think it's a bloody shame you have to sit outside or in your hotel for live coverage. Yeah, if they want to really say, what, we can't have any sound. Well, I think it's weird that they all of a sudden implement that after all these years. I can at least respect that. But the fact that I cannot live stream even in between, when there's no sound, there's just, us sitting there doing stuff, and I cannot do that. It's unfortunate. They even sent another email. Apparently, some people did live stream, and they said, reiterate that, don't do that. I'm like, it's not me, so don't blame me. I'm a rule follower. I'm German, after all. I don't jaywalk. I don't. I do. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean. But yeah, thankfully the weather is great. As people saying, it's not in the rain. If it was raining, I wasn't going to do this. So, yeah. Where's the rest of the team? So, Sean, Melanie, Roy, and Connor are in the Eurovision Village. They are going to watch the show from there. Gabe is with a bunch of friends. They rented a flat, as I always say. I would call it an apartment because I'm American, but they call it a flat, so I'll call it that. And they're all going to hang out there, and I'll be here in the press center. Keep in mind, I think I mentioned that before on the live stream. Now that Eurovision is basically over, I can say that I almost didn't go to Eurovision this year. I actually announced to my team I'm not going. For the reasons mentioned with the EBU and the difficulties, as well as some health reasons. And then about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I finally made the decision. No, it's been 3 weeks. I told them I can do it, but only for a few days. So that's why I came just at the end and not the entire week and a half that I was planning on going. So the point I'm saying this is because they then had plans already, and I wasn't going to interfere with them. Well, now I'm here. Now you have to change everything, and now I'm not going to do that, of course. Australia should finish in the top 10, but I'm scared it won't. Alicia, our team, and we got a little slack for that as well. We think Austria may be in the top five. We think it looks and sounds so good. We took a daring risk, but I would be shocked if they're not in the top 10. Then something is wrong with this world. So I feel very confident about that. United by music, more like united by cha 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 da 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 da. Exactly. Um, we're glad that you've come after all, although you spent most of the in the hotel room, unfortunately. Well, yes and no. I spent a good amount of time in the hotel room live streaming, but keep in mind, there are hours in between and hours after. I was out and about. The difference is you don't know see the press center and me being out and about as much. Plus, this year it's just all just thrown at us last minute. And next year, assuming the rules will be the same, we have to come up with a different plan of attack. I mentioned it before. Maybe we need to have our own lounge somewhere or some kind of place where we can spread out. Because even Wheelie Blocks, they were hardly here at all throughout the week, right? I saw them like once or twice. I saw some of them walk in right now, actually, as I was leaving for this live stream. Sad that 23 is coming to an end, but I'm looking forward to Junior Eurovision season kicking off. Yes, me too. I mean, I personally won't be at Junior, but I do know Melanie and our buddy Arnaud, also at ES United. Both of them will be accredited Eurovision representing ES United locally, and I, of course, will do everything I can do remotely, as I always do. And this year, in particular, when do you think Russia will realistically come back? Well, if you don't withdraw themselves. So that is a very difficult and charged question. Of course, they will not be back until this war has ended, and even after that, let's just say for next year, we're finally back to normal for Ukraine. I don't think they'll be back for the next 3 years at least. I don't think the continent we're ready for that. So it'll be a long time, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on you know what I mean when I say unfortunately, just because I'm sad for the fans, of course, but it's just reality is just sometimes kicks you in the butt like that. What is the conclusion of that overall Eurovision journey? Did you like it? How do you feel? Are you happy? Yes, I mean overall it was a great experience. It was a short experience because I just got here last Sunday, so I mean basically less than a week. But that week was a lot of fun. The BBC did a fantastic job. So I have nothing but praise for the hosts, for the organizations here. I said I will do a separate video where I put in my thoughts about what I liked and what I didn't like. They did fantastic. It's really just the new rules and regulations implemented by the EBU that really made it difficult and felt like very targeted and antagonistic and unreasonable in my view. Is there a path for Mika to be top 17? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I'm worried because of the running order, and I feel as Mimicat always was more benefiting from the televoters and the juries just because of the song style. But if it clicks with the juries, then by all means, I can absolutely see that happening. Right now, I have her outside of it, but yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping that she will do better than we all expect. I love that song, and it's strong enough. Was France a disappointment in the jury show? No, I wouldn't call it a disappointment. It was just whelming. It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't underwhelming. It was just whelming. Interestingly enough, my friend, I thought this third dress rehearsal, she was at her best. Now she was started off softly because she was having her voice, but that big note at the end, and she was felt more relaxed on like approachable because it's something that felt like almost too cold the way she is. I'm like, you won't let me in. You're like the ice queen at times, right? But she was warm and inviting and great vocally, and I think that was her best performance. She does it tonight. I think there are good things in store for France this year. That's at least my observation. Has Austria changed their staging at all since the semis? So I can't do change the staging anymore. This is too late for that. Once you've done the semis, you have to stick to your staging, bar any like actual technical difficulty. So nope, everything was the same. And that applies to every single act out there. So keep asking away. Maybe France is hiding the surprise for tonight. I doubt it. There cannot be surprises. She needed to perform yesterday because half of the results came last night. So, and she knows that she needed to be on top of her game. So if she didn't do it yesterday, she will not do it today. Do you know what I mean? Because then she already wasted an opportunity to win over half of the points, especially from the people that are a little bit more particular in their voting process. Finland and Sweden are the top two, but who's top three? That is the question, right? We all talked about it earlier. You can make a case for Norway. You can make a case for Spain. That could be a surprise top three. I still stick to Ukraine right now. That's my thinking. That is my thinking. Um, so yeah, I hope you're all gonna have just we're going to watch it at home at the computer. If you're going to have it with your family, if you're actually going out to a viewing party, whatever it is, I hope you're having a lot of fun. And when you come back online tonight, please do me a favor and be nice and be kind, even if you're disappointed. If you have some rage or anger inside of you, don't come online, don't tweet, don't go to Facebook, don't whatever. Let it go, sleep over it, and the next morning you feel less emotional about it. Because whoever wins deserves to win. It's just that simple. We all know the rules. Televote, jury vote, whoever gets the most vote is the winner, and that there is to it. So just enjoy the show. You cannot control it. I just want to root for a country that I haven't visited yet. So it's just for selfish reasons. Screw the songs. That's my thinking. So just have fun, and then we all give each other a hug, a hug, a hug. Do we think Let Three could do something crazy tonight when the producers don't see coming? I Is it possible? Yes. Kind of what Hatari did, right? But the broadcaster was penalized for it and they had to pay a fine, even if it was a small fine. They cannot go too far out of the comfort zone. So I could see something small, but I don't know what. What they're going to do? Flash their junk? I don't know. I don't know what they could do, but they cannot bring any props that weren't approved before. The stagehands know what's happening. So no, I don't think so. But knowing what I know about Let 3, I wouldn't be completely shocked. While paying close attention, am I right? Gosh, this is the time now where I'm starting to get a little nervous because we're getting closer and closer. And the funny thing is, I've seen this song so many times now. I'm almost probably not going to pay that much attention to the music anymore, and I just want to get to the results. Go, go, go! It's going to be super exciting, and yeah, that's all I have. Is there any countries that you believe should have qualified for the final that didn't? My personal biggest disappointment was Malta. That was the one I really wanted to see through, and I'm very disappointed with that. And my second choice probably would have been Latvia. Those two songs would have added a lot of quality and fun for Malta and quality in Latvia's case. But it was such a tough semi. If they would have been in semi two, again, we wouldn't have had a big conversation about this issue. So yeah, that was my thinking. Do you get the same thrill every year when voting starts? Yes, every year. And I'm glad. I think the day it gets old is when I think I should retire. So then it's no longer fun, but I still get giddy. I still get nervous. And so as long as I have that feeling, I feel I need to keep going. And yeah, it's so much fun. Are you watching the show from the press room tonight? Yes, I'm actually. Um, Let me see if I can show you. Uh, so we. Oh no, it's not really working. Anyways, sorry about that. I'm in the just right by the press center right now. Just outside, there's a little like a pier, an area where I can sit down. So it's really nice. I just realized I put the wrong camera on here. I think so. Huh. Give me 1 second here. Uh, I clicked the wrong button and now everything is gone. That's what I get for showing stuff. Um, are you most nervous for tonight? Who are you most nervous for? Probably actually the two favorites, Sweden and Finland, because the pressure is on them. And it must be great to be one of the favorites, but so much pressure when you are expected to win. And I do not want to be in their shoes. Everybody else, I know that there's a lot of pressure on Czechia. I know that there's a lot of pressure on Portugal. So, and Spain. Spain has a lot of pressure on them as well. Germany, UK, all of them. There's a lot of pressure on these folks. And I feel it's fun, but I'd hate to be in their shoes. And yeah, that makes me really, really nervous. So I'll be back tonight. I just want to give a quick shout out that because I miss my pre-shows dialogue, especially with other folks. But now we can all just grab something to eat, get our drinks ready, lean back and relax, and I'll be back for the post-show in just a little while. Um, I'll see you again when we have a winner. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I wish I had more time with you, but again, my battery's almost dead, and I got to get ready since I cannot be, in the press center doing this. So, have a good evening. Enjoy the show, and I'll see you probably around midnight ish. Well, my midnight ish. You get my point. It will be a little late for you. All right. Good luck, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.